Alright y'all, what is good? So we are back with another building a brand from scratch video. And basically I'm gonna get right into it in this video, just because in this video there's kind of just a lot to talk about. I kind of realized over this past weekend, so this is gonna be filmed after the next video, after the shoot video. But I realized in that video that I kind of just take y'all through things with me rather than like actually talking about the reasons why I'm doing things. And I haven't done a video where like I sat down and really talked about my vision with my brand and stuff going forward for a minute. So I kind of just wanted to take this video to sit down and literally just talk about like my plans and why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, and hopefully where I want to take things in the future, you know? So that's pretty much just what this video is going to be about. Just a whole lot of talking, but just a whole lot of basically like what my vision is, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, y'all can see it, and hopefully y'all can already see the work that we putting towards that, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, everything that I'm thinking of and dreaming of and having this vision for and praying for, hopefully all of that comes true. So yeah, in this video basically I'm just gonna talk about kind of how we got to this point right now. Like I'm basically just gonna catch y'all up to where we're at, and kind of how the past year or so since I've last released anything for my brand has gone. So for just like a quick overview, because I know that I've talked about my brand history before, and I'm not really gonna get like all into it, but basically I started my brand at the very beginning of 2023. For February 2023, Valentine's Day was like my first real drop. I was already making clothes and making pants before that throughout 2022 after I graduated, but I didn't really try to like release anything and try to sell anything until Valentine's Day of 2023. And then for summer 2023 I was trying to be super consistent. I put out a whole bunch of different pairs, and at the time I was making everything by hand. I was making everything at my mom's. I would basically get the pants, I would get these Wrangler jeans, and then I would cut them up and I would do like the designs and stuff that I was like coming up with. And yeah, that was basically my brand. That was basically my brand up until 2023, and then up until kind of this time, August 2023. And then I kind of stopped producing new pairs, and I tried to do a project that kind of promoted the old pairs, and it didn't really go the way that I wanted to. So I kind of took a step away, and then I came back to it kind of at the very beginning of like, at the end of spring, beginning of summer 2024, I did another drop, and it didn't go very well. And at that point I was kind of just like, I don't even know what I want to do anymore. So I kind of just like stopped with the brand altogether. I didn't really have any plans moving forward. But then came fall 2024, I decided that I wanted to take the route of manufacturing, because I decided that not only would it be easier to get my product to more people, since it wouldn't be just me handling everything, but I'd be able to do more designs that like I'm not necessarily capable of, because you know, everything with what I was doing though was very creative. It was kind of limiting in a way for the stuff that I really wanted to do. Like I want to do stuff with embroidery, I want to do a little like a lot of stuff with seam work and different types of seams, and just not stuff that I'm at the level or capable of, but ideas that I still have and want to get out. So I was like, okay, let me take this route of manufacturing. In the fall of at the like very end of 2024, I got my first sample, and it was really bad. And yeah, so that's where this series started, was at the end of 2024, once I kind of started wanting to reapproach my brand, after I had dropped in the beginning of summer, and it kind of flopped. So that's where this series started, and there's a little bit of like kind of what I was doing, though the stuff that I was doing at the very beginning of this series kind of is very detached from what I'm doing now, because as I grew and as I was going about things, I realized I didn't want to take this direction anymore, and I wanted to move in this direction. And that's why we're at where we're at now. But I kind of want to articulate that, because that's the whole point of this video, is like I kind of showed that process, but now I want to articulate that process and how we actually got here, if that makes sense. So yeah, at the very end of 2024, I had put in for my first sample, and it wasn't what I wanted at all to move forward with the brand. And so then I wanted to pivot to this idea of this denim that I've had for a while. And yeah, I think that that's where I'll move into the next part of this video, because that kind of catches y'all up to basically what visions I'm moving forward with that are basically consistent to this video, that are important to this video and important to the work that I'm doing now. Basically, within all of that time and within starting to manufacture things, I realized that what I was lacking in my brand was consistency. There had been moments and times where I had been consistent, well, there are two things mainly. One thing I was lacking was consistency, and one thing I was lacking was like TikTok content, like literally like short form content, easily digestible content, and consistency within that as well. I've always really been photography based, photography focused, and it's always been hard for me to really want to make TikTok content because I feel like my product should be shown like grandiose. Like it should be a big thing when my product is being shown with a big photo shoot, with big plans behind it, with big X, Y, and Z. And like I feel like TikTok content tends to water that down a little bit. You know, it tends to just, oh, here's my jeans on the floor because I gotta take a, you know what I'm saying, I gotta make some content real quick. And obviously TikTok content doesn't have to be that, but I think that was my mindset for a really long time, and that's why I was so resistant to just make those more consistent videos that could be pushing my product more. And that's why I was lacking in that. And I was also lacking in consistency because I was making one thing and then I would be like, I would promote it and I'd be like, okay, well, I'm done promoting this. I'm gonna move on to the next thing. And then I'd promote it for like a week or two and then I'd be like, okay, well, I'm done promoting it and I'm gonna move on to the next thing. And what you gotta realize, at least at my size, when you're super small like me, is even if you may get tired of seeing something, which 2 weeks is an insane time to get tired of seeing something, especially if you really put a lot of effort into that. In terms of like putting out content, that's a really quick time to get tired of seeing something. However, like you have to realize, like even when you're small like me, pushing the same exact thing for like months or years on end, maybe not years, but at least weeks and months, is not really that long of a time for most people, because most people are going to be seeing your product for the first time within that period. You know what I'm saying? So I push my content for 2 weeks and these people see it for the first time. And then I push it for 4 weeks and then these people see it for the first time. And then, you know what I'm saying? So because you're so small, it's not like you're just pushing out the same thing over and over again. You're still bringing in new people every time. And I think that's something that I just never like really wanted. I was able to realize and conceptualize, but I never really wanted to act upon and understood what that meant for me and the approach that I was taking to my brand. So with those two things in mind, basically just consistency, and you know what I'm saying, pushing it out to such a small audience, just because I'm tired of seeing it means that there's still a million people who haven't seen it and would, you know what I'm saying, probably fuck with it. And consistency within small short form content. Understanding that those two things are areas in which I was lacking, in which could really lead to growth for my brand moving forward. I wanted to take this time to come up with one product that I could really stand behind, and could be the foundation for my brand moving forward. And I could push 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 consistently for months, maybe even a year, for a really long time, and not get tired of seeing, but also not get tired of promoting, and still, you know what I'm saying, whenever I bring in new people, it's still, you know what I'm saying, it's still, like, I don't know, like, what word am I trying to think of? It's still like intriguing to these new people when they see my stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to find a product that I could promote for a really long time, that I could make a lot of short form content about, and that would still be intriguing for people to interact with, but also entry level for people to interact with, if that makes sense. It's easy to wear, it's easy to interact with, it's easy to be a part of. So yeah, that's basically where the idea for this denim hat came up. It was an idea that I had created back when I was still making things by hand. And it was something that, like, yeah, I didn't really ever put any time or effort into, because I was understanding like that's probably something I'm gonna have to get manufactured for it to look the way that I want it to look. So yeah, so then when now obviously naturally when I was manufacturing, it was one of the first things that I wanted to manufacture, and it ended up being a product that I really feel like I can stand behind and I can promote and I cannot get tired of, and I can see a lot of people in, and it's entry level. You can easily wear them, but they still, you know what I'm saying, are a good foundation for my brand. They hold to my brand. They hold to my brand being focused on denim. They hold to my brand being focused on more extravagant denim at that, like more, not just simple pair of jeans, but something that's eye-catching, something that's eye-grabbing, and something that has a little bit of flair to it. And that's what always my brand has been about. I've done a lot of really extravagant pieces, but again, this is just kind of a more entry-level version of what I feel like that and just moving forward with like a clear vision of where I want to take this denim, where I want to go with things, how I want to promote things, and all of that was really what I found the purpose of the last, you know what I'm saying, really beginning of the year, so last eight months or so, was to create this product that I could stand behind and understand the vision that I want to move forward with that product. So yeah, so now that y'all understand basically where we're at and how we got to this point in terms of the product that we're using and the time that we took off and kind of what that did for the product, I really want to talk about kind of the ethos of my brand, the message of my brand, and how I plan to portray that, and how it's always been something that has been present, but I'm doing more now to make it more known, if that makes sense. So yeah, basically, what is Noon in August? We're gonna start there. Noon in August is based off the time that I was born. Actually, I was born at 9:10 a.m. August 31st. Obviously not noon, but I didn't like that. I don't know. It doesn't really sound cool. It doesn't really make that much sense. So I was like, noon sounds cool, but it also was mainly to portray this feeling of just like a good summer day. You're outside, you're with your friends, the wind's blowing, the weather's nice, you're just enjoying your time, like just that good, just a good moment and a good memory. Not even like necessarily to bring you back to a specific memory, but to just bring you back to a specific moment in which time was just satisfying. Literally, like the moment you were in, you were happy to be in, and that's all that mattered at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the message of my brand name and why it means that is because it's noon in August. It's just a simple time. It's a simple day. It's a simple moment, and that's really all it is. And I kind of want to emphasize the beauty within the simple moments. I want to show off and just kind of spread the message of like, not every moment in your life has to be grandiose, has to be big, has to be large. It's very important to enjoy the simple things, to enjoy the small moments, especially with the people that we hold close to us. And just to be able to enjoy that time and that presence, I feel like just gives your life a lot more meaning, low-key. Like just to be able to find the beauty in the smaller moments, or the smaller things, or the quieter times, the quieter moments, can genuinely give your life a lot of beauty and a lot of meaning. That is basically kind of the ethos behind my brand name, and kind of just the grounding, the foundation for my brand, and then the messages I want to tell and the things I want to do. I have put together this note that I've kind of been working on for basically since I've started this series and understood the direction I wanted to take. When I started this series, I wanted to make like a signature pair first, like that was really just a basic ass pair of denim that fit well, and then I wanted to promote that as like until I gained some traction, and then I wanted to start on this campaign. However, when I did when I did the signature denim sample, I was like, nah, I don't really want to take that direction anymore. So I was like, let's just go into the first pair of denim that I want to do for this, which you'll see here is the sun/star denim. Again, all of this is kind of old. I don't really know, like I know what all of these things mean, but it's like they kind of don't really apply anymore, or at least at this moment now. But these are all products that I would have wanted to make. And you'll see Small Moments campaign, the Small Moments, a collection by Noon in August, and basically everything that would be produced within this thing within this period of time will be part of the Small Moments campaign, which isn't, I don't know what I want to call it officially yet. Well, I do know what I want to call it officially yet, but we'll get into that later. So basically, this is just kind of a note, which is a collection of a whole bunch of just things that I've gathered and that align with the vision that I have for my brand, basically. But you'll see here we have the main focus, living life in your clothes. And then this is a quote. I don't remember where this is from. I think it's from the TikTok that's literally down below. But to understand fashion, you must live a life in your clothes. You spend a life living in your clothes, doing what you love, letting your clothes exist in that space and develop their own characters and stories throughout your experiences. And that's kind of like the role I want my clothes to play in my supporters' lives. Of course, I want people to buy things just because they're cool and just because they like them, but I also want those things to live with that person. I want those things to be memories for that person, and to commemorate their life in the ways and the memories that they have with that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like going through my closet one day and be like, I remember these is from, you know what I'm saying? And then, oh, I remember these. And that's kind of how my closet is now. Like certain clothes have certain memories, and I love that. And like that's what I want to tell with my clothes, is just like, clothes are for living, bro. Clothes are for life. They're a part of you. They're literally a part of you. They're literally on your physical body, and they're a part of every moment you experience. And I want them to be genuine parts of those moments, rather than just something that was like just looks cool and was an accent, or was a you know what I'm saying, in addition to something. But yeah, and then I have some other things like emphasize / document the small moments in life that make us feel, bring us joy, the freedom we can experience. Like it's just random things that I'm just like, yeah, that goes with my what I'm trying to tell. The only moment we have is this one, and then there's like this scene that I like wrote out, and there's like situations I wrote out, and yeah, this is basically what the quote was from this TikTok. It kind of has to do with that whole like grandpa clothing movement, where like grandpas have such cool closets because they lived in their clothes. Yeah, like I want people to live in their clothes. I want people to live in my clothes, and I want people to attach moments to them. And then this was a voice message that my friend had sent me, and I was like, damn, like everything he said in that is exactly what I'm trying to do with my brand. You know what I'm saying? So that is kind of the message behind my brand. You know what I'm saying? Just to encourage people to just find the joy, find the love, the care, the enjoyment in the small moments, genuinely in everyday life, and even in the big moments, of course. You know what I'm saying? But just to also let their clothes be a token of a memory, and that of those memories, a token of those moments, just to experience life and enjoy life, and let their clothes enjoy and experience that life with them as well, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much the message of my brand going forward. It's something that I've always, it's something that I've always genuinely had in mind since I've created the name Noon in August. But I don't think that I've ever put this much effort towards not only articulating that vision, like, cause I don't even think I've just sat down and explained it in any situation like this. But also like putting that effort towards my brand and my clothes. Like, of course, like, yes, I've always been, you know what I'm saying, aware of the messages or aware of the themes of the clothes that I'm wearing, like, that I'm doing, and the story behind them or whatever. Cause I would like literally like make up stories for like the clothes that I used to make. But like, I think that I'm just very aware now of how I want to put that into my brand in terms of the content that I want to make and how I want to promote things. So yeah, one of the main, to get into like kind of like the bigger ideas of kind of just like the overall, like where I want to push my brand, and that kind of has to go with the same of how I'm promoting what I'm trying to say. One of the main things I want to prioritize and I want to focus on is producing visuals that like are cinematic and feel like, you know what I'm saying, a part of a movie, but that all feel like they're part of the same movie across different products in time and pieces and promotions. Does that make sense? Like, so basically, like, for all of the visuals that I want to make for this pair of denim, for this campaign that we're doing now, when I do the campaign for the tee in a little bit, I want all of that to feel just the same. Like, I want the visuals that come from the tees and the visuals that come from the denim to feel like it could all be the same movie, and then the visuals from the next product to feel like it could all be the same movie. So it's kind of like we're telling a cohesive story throughout each visual, if that makes sense. And I really do want to come up with a story that we can actually tell. So it's kind of like it actually is a story rather than just like, oh, those do look like they could be from the same movie, but it's like an actual story. I haven't really got to that point yet, but that would be ideally what I do going forward. But yeah, that's kind of just one way that I plan on doing that. I'll put some inspiration up for like just kind of visuals that have like the vibe that I'm going for, just so y'all can see the vibe that I'm going for. But I've been talking for a fat minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up just with the last two little things that I want to go over. And basically that's what I'm doing right now. I feel like I've caught y'all up to where we're at in this moment with creating this product, and I feel like I have articulated the story of the brand that I'm trying to tell. So now basically I'm just gonna kind of go over basically just the ideas for the campaigns that I had. So so basically, to start off again, if the next video is the uniform campaign video, and the idea from that campaign comes from Seventh. I'll go over it in that video. They're 7 stores. I think that's what they're fully called. But basically, they create sweats, and they create like really high quality sweats. Like it's like $300 for a hoodie. Like they're high quality, but they do a lot of campaigns where they'll have like 10, 15 people in the same exact pair of sweats, and I think it looks cool and like low-key trippy how much people they have in that product. And that's kind of where the campaign the idea for the uniform campaign came from, was to just have a whole bunch of people in one product. And it's genuinely an idea I've had for a super long time. And it was super cool to do just because it was an idea I've had for a really long time, and I never knew at what point I'd be able to do it. So it was super cool to do. So yeah, the only thing is it's kind of what we did in that what we did in that campaign is kind of removed from what I want to actually really be doing for my brand. But it's also a matter of like, I'm just trying to make as much content as possible, and I'm just trying to get as many ideas out as possible. So if I have this idea, I'm gonna just go out and do it, even if it's not necessarily exactly what I want to be doing for my brand. If it's a matter of promoting my denim, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And then I'm still gonna be focusing on, you know what I'm saying, telling the story that I want to tell, and doing that through different shoots. It's just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, like it's literally just gonna be like one shoot is literally just focused on being story focused, of like the main, like think about, yeah, the main Noon in August story. We'll have one shoot per product that's solely focused on that, and then everything else will kind of just be promotional, because we need promotion, we need to push the product out, right? And then the next product, we'll have one shoot that's focused on the Noon in August vision, that's telling the Noon in August story, and then we'll have promotional products. And we'll do a lot of ventures in between. Like I want to meet with artists, and I want to interview artists, and I want to, you know what I'm saying, do campaigns centered around artists. Like there's a whole bunch of other things that I want to do, that I want to get to with my brand. So those are all, you know what I'm saying, those are all kind of fall under the promotional aspect. And we have the storytelling aspect. So we kind of have both and both. But we gotta grow. We gotta get to a point, you know what I'm saying, where we're being consistent, and we're seeing content, we're seeing all the work back from our content, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and so that's kind of where the idea for the next shoot that I'm gonna produce, that's where the idea for the next shoot that I'm gonna do comes from. The next shoot that I'm gonna do is basically just the e-commerce, which is basically just the stuff for the website, which is, you know what I'm saying, simple posing, simple, just literally just showing off the product. Photography wise, that's what we'll be doing, and then we'll actually be recording like more of the visuals that we have this inspiration for, and that really start on those visuals that we want to tell the brand story, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how y'all already see it playing out. We have the uniform campaign, which was kind of just you know what I'm saying, just I had an idea, I wanted to do it, and in terms of promotion, in terms of all of those things, that's kind of the purpose of that campaign. And then we'll still have the more story focused shoot as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say that we're all caught up at this point now. We went over pretty much everything that got us to this point, and we went over pretty much everything that we're doing right now. And I think that in the videos moving forward, I'll definitely do a little bit more to, like, you know what I'm saying, actually explain why, not only what am I doing, but why I'm doing them. Because I think that in these videos I just get rushed, and I'm like, this is what we're doing, da-da-da, okay, come along. But I want to let y'all know like why we're doing these things. I want to let y'all know the vision behind these things. I want to let y'all know the purpose behind these things. So yeah, that was the purpose of today's video. I appreciate anybody who stuck around to this point in the video, because I'm literally just chatting, I'm literally just talking, and y'all literally just like consuming my vision right now, just consuming straight ideas right now. But we're putting things in motion, we're getting to things. Thank you to anybody who's watched to this point. Y'all really just buying into my vision, buying into my plan. Thank you to anybody who supported the brand in any way. Everything should be up for the brand right now, you know what I'm saying? So the Instagram and all of that, actually I have no clue, but that's my plan right after this video, is to start making the Instagram and stuff. So yeah, I'm thankful for everybody's support. And I'm just hoping that like we're able to build in any type of positive manner right now. And yeah, thank you to everybody. Thank you for watching, and I hope that y'all have a good one. And I'll see y'all in the next video, man.